up, guys? So today, I'm gonna show you the perfect push workout. When I started working out, I didn't really know what push was. I knew I had to push the weight, but I didn't know what muscle it targets. So a push workout targets the chest, the shoulders, and the triceps. Okay, so that's the whole shoulder, right? That's why when you do like a bench or a chest day, you automatically gonna hit the shoulders and the triceps. So a push works all of those same muscles. Now, what you have to take count of is how much of what do you want to hit, right? The thing about push workouts is sometimes you want to target one muscle group a little bit more. But what happens is you don't get to actually do it enough, right? You're going to be in a gym doing like 9 exercises, and that's not what we want. We want an efficient push day. So take note of this. A push day is great because it allows you to hit the muscle group twice in a week, and it also gives you a good amount of recovery in between. Here's the downside. Like I said, you don't get to target the muscles as much as you want to. So I do something like a push with a bro split. That's not for this video, but I'm gonna explain to you in another video. Today, I wanna show you how to do the perfect workout is if you only had one day, like a 3-day workout and it was a push-pull legs. If you had a 6-day push-pull legs, that's different, right? We can kind of work on how we wanna split up the muscle groups a little bit more. But today, I'm gonna act as if you only had one time a week to work out, one push day, and we've got to hit a lot of muscles and really get as much as we can out of these push workouts within an hour. All right, are you ready for that? Let's do it. All right, so the first thing I will start off with is the hardest, and that's incline dumbbell press. Now it can be dumbbell or bench. I want you to think about this. The bench press is a classic. Everybody want to do bench. It shows strength, right? But let's be honest, you get the most out of dumbbells. Why? Because it's not just one bar. You have to use some stability. So these are moving around. And to be honest, the more you can do with just one dumbbell, like one arm, the stronger you're gonna be, right? What makes a difference if you can do a good 10 with 100 pounds, and on this one you can only do 7 or 8. And they just have an imbalance and they don't push up the same. That's why I would go with incline dumbbell press. And to start with it is because you get more reach on the way down, right? This covers a lot more range of motion from here to here compared to the regular bench press. So we started with incline dumbbell press for the first exercise. When I'm looking for a good incline dumbbell press, first of all, the incline has to be good. This is about 45-degree angle right here. The chair's 45 degrees. Now, when I get on and lay on the bench, I want to glue my upper back to the seat. I want to squeeze my glutes, put my feet on the floor for some power. Now, what you want to do from there, you want to keep those elbows in, keep them tucked in, and bring the weights all the way down to your chest. Don't give me no half reps, half range of motion. Come down to your chest from lower to halfway up. It's better than going all the way up. But I just want you to get full range of motion because when you push somebody, you're not gonna push them like this. You're gonna push them here. So get used to doing that. You know, some of us have trouble. Some of us don't have significant others. You have bad luck. You're just single and it's been a long time, but the weights will always be there. So show some affection to them. They'll love you back. All right, guys, so next, I chose to do a shoulder press. Now, in a push workout, you have to notice that the front delt is overly used, right? Everything that you do a push motion with is gonna target your front delt. So that's why, shoulder press is find the right move, do it safely. So what I start with is dumbbell shoulder press because, like I always say, right, you want a unilateral move. You want a stability, right? You don't want to just everything to be pushed from one motion to one bar. You want to stabilize those arms and make sure you get that range of motion to come down as you see me do throughout this workout and get that press overhead. But before you do that, take note of the seat, okay? This seat can go here. It can go here, and it's a lot harder to actually press from here. I'm not saying don't do it, but if you bring it back just a tad, like 15%, right? Just a slight incline back, you'll find it much more comfortable and you get a better stretch when you bring it down on your shoulders and be able to push up. Feels a lot better. Just take note of that. What I'm looking for during the shoulder press is an upright position, all right? Put that chair back to the seat, all right? Push it back, glue it. Don't try to come off. Don't try to just move around. I want you to glue yourself so you're upright, and every time you push through, right, every time you push up, push your upper back through the seat, push your glutes, push your butt in the back of that chair, and give me some force. All right, bring those down. See how I'm getting that stretch? The dumbbell touch my shoulders almost every time. This is how you get full range of motion. You don't want to be doing those half reps where you see people doing, I bet you they can't scratch the back, right? Yeah, you get a pump in the delts, but again, you want to train for function and not just for gains only, all right? So, you're getting that full range of motion, push up and over the head. When you squeeze the delts, they actually contract. If you're watching this right now, put your head, take your arm, put it over your head, and you're gonna see those delts flex. And that's where the blood flow comes from. When you actually contract the muscles and release, get that stretch, which is gonna make you come from the bottom, use a little bit more force, and then again, squeeze those delts at the top, all right? Remember, form always matters, not just about the weight, it's about the form. You don't have to do as much weight if you have good form. But if you have good form, you can go up in weight. Make sense? All right, that's number 2. Guys, number 3 is dips. Now this could be weighted dips. I prefer weighted dips, but dip is the all-time favorite. Like when people leave dips out of a push workout, I really think they're thinking more of what's like convenient, what's easiest, what's gonna target all the muscles, right? But dips targets lower chest, gets the delts, again, it's a push. And then the tricep, which is like 70% of your arm, right? This is gonna give you the most mass, right? If you wanna put some girth on your tricep, you gotta start doing dips. Now you can do dips on the bench too, but the bar dips far much harder because it's all of your body weight. Plus, if you do weighted, even more. So this is what I want you to think about when you're doing these. Simple cues to make sure you do, right? The first thing you wanna make sure you do is get a forward lean, right? Because we don't have so many exercises, this is not a full chest day. When you lean forward, it allows you to activate the lower chest a little bit more. That area right here. By leaning forward, that push, see that? By leaning forward, that push downward, right? It's gonna activate your lower chest. So I'm thinking of like, I'm ahead of the game. I'm thinking how you can get all the muscle groups in one session, 6 exercises. Now, you're gonna hit the triceps because you gotta push, you gotta get down. Like you guys hear me say, range of motion so much. If you wanna be athletic, you gotta get good range of motion. So think about it, like I always say, if you wanna push from here, the hardest thing to push is from here to here. This is a little bit easier. But if you do full range of motion, it's gonna give you that full range where you push. And what happens when you push up all the way? You get that tricep flex. This is why you wanna get to the top and squeeze and get that tricep contraction. You gotta have it, all right? Now, you're coming all the way down because you wanna get that stretch, right? You wanna make your triceps work from the hardest position. So, forward lean, range of motion, come all the way down and push all the way up while you're leaning forward. Now, if you do that, man, we on number 3. your arms should already be feeling a little bit, a little bit weaker, a little bit fatigued, and now you know the pump is coming, and we only got 3 left. All right, 3 left. Save your energy because the last 3 are gonna be tough. Number 4, you know I couldn't leave chest flies out. Now, a lot of programs, when you see them, it has bench press, it has dumbbell incline press, but they leave out flies. How could you leave out flies? I would rather do flies. If you had to give me just a handful of workouts, I'll be working with the cables more than I would any of the dumbbells. Why? Because the cables give you resistance on the way up and on the way back, right? The cables gives you a free range to get squeezed and to do different type of motions, right? With the cables are just so much more universal, you have access to do a lot more with them. So what I believe, right, we covered the upper chest, we hit a lower chest. Now to get the middle chest, flies is just gonna do a much better job than dumbbell chest press or bench press, in my view. So what you guys got to pay attention to when you're doing chest flies, you should know these things, right? Chest fly can do a lot, right? Depends on where you put the cables in the first place. Now you want them I would say around 12, right? If you have numbers on these cables machines, and you have 12, you can get it to 12, it's gonna allow you to have a motion where it's sort of kind of at the bottom, but it's gonna come to the middle once you actually fly it. Now, when you're doing a chest fly, what's gonna happen? You can't do it with both feet together. You can sit down and do it. You can do it different ways if you want, but you wanna have a good balance, and you wanna be able to switch legs and be able to hold the same stability on both sides. So me, I always start with my feet, one in front, right? I have the strong leg and I have the leg with stability, right? Now, what I'm doing is not using my legs to push, I'm not using momentum. I wanna get that stretch. I wanna be able to get it back here to reach, not straight arms, but bent, and when I come together, I squeeze because my arms are actually straightening at the top. When you straighten at the top, that allows you to get that contraction and you get the blood flow. This is where all the magic happens. So this is what I want you to focus on. Getting that squeeze, holding the weight for a second, and then slowly releasing. The slower you release and the slower you actually do the exercise with some tempo, you'll find that you get much better results. You wanna make sure in all these workouts that I'm telling you, to get the max results out of 12 reps, it has to be a good weight. So for the rest of these, what I said before, make sure you're in between 8 and 12 reps, and it's a good weight so where you're failing around 12. If you get to 15, not too bad either, but you wanna work on progressive overload, and that's where you start. Now, it's gonna be easy bar, skull crushers. The reason I'm choosing those is because you gotta get that stretch, right? I'm thinking about how to hit each angle of the tricep in 6 different exercises. Well, you only have actually 2 to hit the triceps. So what we're gonna do, right? Anytime you stretch triceps here, right? You get that stretch and pull this easy bar behind your head. You're gonna target the lateral part of the tricep. When we did dips, you target the long head, which is more of that girth part in the back, right? And the medial head is down here. So you got the medial, lateral, long head. Right now we're targeting the lateral. So anytime you stretch and get that behind your head and push, notice I'm pushing this bar not to my face, but right behind. keeping stress on the muscles, right? I'm keeping stress on that muscle group, which allows me to grow the arm a little bit more, if that makes sense. So quick tips. I need you to find a good position on the bench, right? Not 45 degrees, but a little bit lower to the ground. Not flat, but just in between that 45 and that flat position, all right? Right here is where I like to do it. Why? Because I can get a little bit more reach and some gravity to get that weight to drop down, right? Flat is not bad either. Don't think you have to do it like this, but I prefer like this. Now, what you want to do is get an easy bar and find the right hand grip position. It's not out, the hand grip position is in. This is a tight grip position. And again, your elbow position plays a huge role in this, so make sure they're tucked in tight, okay? From there, when I drop this bar behind my head, I'm looking to get some reach. I'm looking to get a stretch. And with that stretch, I'm coming up at an angle that's pretty much, it's almost like 45 degrees. I'm not coming over my head to where the weight is resting. The weight is never resting. My arms are always in use. They're always burning. They're always been, you know, put to the test, right? That's what I want. I want resistance on the way down and on the way up. So make sure you do that. And the key tip is just making sure you can actually get a good range of motion without injuring yourself. One thing you guys want to make sure of, tennis elbow is a real thing. And the more you kind of like put too much weight on the bar, you can actually get, you know, you more tend to injury. So make sure it's a comfortable weight. Make sure you're getting that stretch and make sure you're coming up to where resistance is always pulling you back down. Now, to finish that off, you know me, like delts is my biggest thing. And with this workout, how many delts have we done? Only the front delt. We gotta hit the side delts too. That's what makes your physique more complete. So from here, we're going right to the easy bar skull crusher to upright rows with the same weight and the same bar. Now this is what you call a superset. Superset is no break in between. We're trying to keep the intensity up, but I want you guys to get the most out of this workout. So easy bar upright row position, hands gotta be out, right? We don't want it close. We want to get it out, and actually, you know, doing upright rows is not the best exercise. So I want you to get a slight lean back. I don't want you to put too much, you know, force on that rotator cuff, right? What happens if you do upright rows too much, right? You tend to really injuring that rotator part. So I want you guys to actually get a good lean and get it up to a 90-degree position. Now, you're gonna burn out with these, right? If you can get 12, 15, even if you can go even higher, do it, right? But make sure it's a comfortable weight and make sure you do it with good reps. Make sure you focus on the eccentric phase of this exercise as much as you do the concentric, all right? That's number 5. Last but not least, the 6th exercise of the day is lateral raises. Now, like I said before, you guys know how important it is to have big medial delts, right? Solid round shoulders. The medial delt is this part. And like I said, we haven't hit it as much, so it's important like that you do it. Now, actually, what I would do in this situation, I would superset that. I would go, well, not superset, drop set. I would go from something like, I usually go heavy, like with 40s, and then I drop down to the 30s or the 20s, making sure I blast my shoulders before I leave. Right now, here's the thing. In order for you to get these delts, you've got to pay close attention to the stretch. I bring them in front of me so I can get more stretch at the bottom. It gives me more distance to come from the bottom to the top. Now, if you start from the side, yeah, it is hard because it's like you don't want to use momentum. But when you bring them here, try not to rock like you're bending those elbows just a little bit, right? is not straight. The straighter your arms are, the more you're gonna target your traps. So when you bend it, it gives you a little bit of a better target than medial delts. So that's what you wanna do. All right, bring them closer. Don't use momentum. Bring them up to the top, keep them bent. Hold it there for a second if you can, and slowly bring it back down. Still good range of motion, still a lot of stress on the muscles, a lot of tension, and just overall make sure you locked in and don't cheat your reps. 12 solid reps, drop that weight, go down to a lower weight, and finish strong for the last exercise of that workout, all right? That's all you need. 6 exercises for your push day. Actually 7, but 6, workouts, but you know what I mean. So, that's the magic formula. That's the perfect push workout. 6 to 7 exercises, including that superset, right? Where you can get optimal results in one session, right? This is an example of a push day if you only had 3 days to work out. If you had push-pull legs, this workout is what you need to do. Even if you got a 6-day split, you can do this workout again. But just to show you guys, the best training is where you put science with movement. And that's what I just gave you guys, all right? So make sure you save this workout, share it with a friend that needs it, do it again, show me the results, tell me how you feel after you do it, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, I'm gonna keep bringing you these videos, just make sure you keep coming back, all right? You're here with Josh Bailey, like I said again, subscribe to this channel, and let's continue to make gains, guys. See you next time.